All right, we are live. We got a really exciting UFC 280 card here. We got Beneil Dariush versus Mateus Gamrot up as the next fight here. The Caitlin Chukagian versus that French chick was just on. I'm a fan of Caitlin Chukagian, so it was tough to see her lose, but what can you do? It was a close fight, 29-28 on the judges' scorecards. And she had just lost by a very narrow margin of a takedown in the very last round. Anyway, this should be an interesting matchup with Beneil Dariush and Mateus Gamrot. Dariush is known for being like a classic all around fighter. He's a little bit on the older side, and he's trying to look to get a title shot. Some good water there. The tail of the tape, Beneil Dariush is 33, Mateus Gamrot 31. They're both 5'10". They both weigh 156. And Beneil Dariush has a 72-inch reach, and Gamrot has a 70.5-inch reach. I saw Gamrot have this fight when he was like on his way up, and it was against another like pressure wrestler. And oh my goodness, what a tough match between Mateus Gamrot and this other guy. I'm pretty sure it's his last fight if you want to look that fight up. But one of the wildest fights that I've ever seen. And this is a classic kind of clash of a guy that's making his way up through the ranks to a guy, Beneil Dariush, who's at the very top of the heap in the top five. And it was very clear, based on the skill level of that last fight, that this guy Mateus Gamrot is on his way up the division. And Beneil Dariush is a smart fighter. I'd say his fight IQ, it might be his greatest asset. But you got a guy who's seriously skilled in Mateus Gamrot here. So a classic clash of experience versus the hungry up and comer, and should be a fascinating fight. A lot of these fights coming up are super intriguing, and we are about to begin round one right now. They also got four ring girls, which all seem to be blonde, which is kind of interesting as well. Mateus Gamrot instantly in to shoot for a takedown in the first seconds of the first round here, keeping Beneil Dariush having to worry about a bunch of different things. Beneil Dariush in a low kind of stance here, anticipating the wrestling style of Gamrot. Really fascinating. Oh, a beautiful takedown here. Dariush goes in for a leg kick, and Gamrot goes in for a takedown, and Dariush ends up on top here. They go for a wild scramble, but Dariush attempts to take the back here, and Gamrot scrambles through several up and down and top and bottom positions have been lost here. What a wild exchange and a wild scramble. Gamrot looking to take the back of Dariush now. Has a backwards body lock on Dariush's back. There was several instances in this scramble situation where both opponents, now everyone scrambled back to the center of the octagon, and they're back to regular boxing fighting here. But both players tried to take the other guys back at multiple points in that scramble, and it led to both of them losing the position. Also, it looks like Dariush opened up Gamrot's ear here, and it looks like Gamrot's ear sort of has exploded. This is sometimes what will happen if you have intense cauliflower ear and you get hit in the ear, it will just blow open. And that's what it looks like is going on Gamrot's face. Gamrot does a nice takedown here on Dariush, ends up in top position. Dariush looking to heist up and get back to standing. Dariush looking to go tornado guard here, where he spins underneath him and does it successfully. A lot of times, a guy who's really experienced um, is super hard to keep down once you take him down. You could always kind of resurface or turn the scramble into something that's advantageous for him. And that's what he's attempting here. He has this classic double attack where he got here from Tornado Guard. And you can attack the knee bar and the toe hold in at the same time. But Gamrot's right arm is within the entanglement, which is defending him from these leg locks and allowing him to um, come out in a advantageous kind of scramble here, where now he goes and as Dariush tries to get back up, Gamrot takes the back. A classic thing is as you try to build yourself back up, you expose your back, and that seems to be something that's consistently happening in this fight here. It appears that Gamrot wants a nice punch out as Dariush is able to separate that back body lock, and a cut opens on the eye of Dariush here. Gamrot in on another takedown, and Beneil Dariush looking to scramble and make it a advantageous grappling position for him. Really fascinating exchanges here in the pressure wrestling style versus the experience of Beneil Dariush. A fascinating wrestling exchange. Now, the legs are interlaced. This is known a lot of times as a Ko-Soto hook that Gamrot has, where the way that the legs are entangled, Gamrot has the advantage. This is sometimes associated with like a dogfight position, which is classic in a half guard where there's a great overlap between wrestling and jujitsu as well. Really fascinating exchanges here by Gamrot and Beneil Dariush. 45 seconds left here in this first round, and it appears that Gamrot really wants to make this a scrambly, wrestling-oriented fight, and Dariush wants to sort of, stay away and kind of pick his places and pick his shots. The more um, Mateus Gamrot can make this a pressure wrestling type style, the better it's going to be for him in this fight. And the more Dariush's experience can kind of dictate the pace of each exchange and do things on his term is sort of where he wants this fight to be. That ends the first round. A challenging one to figure out who actually won that round. I guess you got to give it to Gamrot being ahead on the takedown exchanges here. But Dariush was really able to manipulate the grappling situation to be advantageous for him several times too. So really anybody's match. Fascinating stuff. Both guys are in the corner getting taped up. Gamrot's ear is getting remolded back, and Dariush's eye is getting worked on. Round two will begin here shortly. Referee says, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And fight. Second round beginning. Gamrot comes in immediately with a front kick, and they look to start these grappling exchanges once again. Having some technical difficulties. The stream's buffering a bit. But what a fascinating couple of exchanges here from Mateus Gamrot and Beneil Dariush. Still having some buffering issues here. Unfortunate. If you guys are watching, throw something in the chat. I have more viewers than I normally have. Um, Exciting to see all of you guys here, and a huge amount just dropped off. That's nice. Throw something in the chat, and I will happily respond. Sorry, guys. Wishing I didn't have these technical difficulties right now. These are important moments in the fight. We are working on getting everything back up online. Up, here we go. Round two. We got 3 minutes, 18 seconds left in this round. And we're back in. Okay, we're back in. All right. It looks like Gamrot's still looking for his wrestling, still looking for his pressure wrestling style, and Dariush still looking to kind of pick his places in this shot, in this fight. Gamrot with a classic kind of jab that also looks like his penetration step for his shots. That was a style George St. Pierre was famous for in mixing up the jab and his double leg takedown, and that's something that Gamrot has incorporated into his game. Gamrot just with some basic jabs and some 1-2s, and seems to be finding his punches more than Dariush at this time. Again, having some technical difficulties. My apologies. All right. Still having some technical difficulties here, trying to get things back up and running. I guess I will be back on live when I. Oh, we got something going a little bit here. And actually still having that same difficulty. All right. I will be back on live when I have this figured out. Much love, and I will see you soon.